Yo, you guys, this is Blacklist of the Abyss, and this is my review for Mahouka Koukou no Rettousei, Chapter 22. Now, I wasn't really expecting the chapter to come out this early. I was expecting it in another week or so, but, hey, why not? I liked the chapter, I really did. It starts off with Tatsuya chasing Tsukasa down the hall. Tsukasa runs into this room and Tatsuya stops just short. He uses this technique, I'll say, one of his abilities. And he's looking into the room without really looking into the room. It's like he's just sensing what's in the room, and he finds out that there are 10 guns in there. So he uses this magic to just dismantle them all. Okay, so he ends up going into the room, and that's when he reveals it. That one of the two legit magics he can use is decomposition. Now, this magic is incredibly OP. Incredibly OP. Okay, he can directly interfere with the structure of any object. Any object. Guns, doors, chairs, desks, the human body itself. He can directly interfere with its structure. That is incredibly OP. That is incredibly OP. And the thing is that physical walls, physical barriers don't impede the magic at all whatsoever. So Tatsuya's just sitting outside, and he was able to get rid of those guns, dismantle them completely, without actually having to step into their line of sight. So Tatsuya just renders them all helpless, pretty much. They try to use cast jamming. They try. And then Tatsuya says, "Oh, well, I know where you got the Antonite from. You got it from Ukraine and Belarus, from the Great Asian Alliance." And Tsukasa's like, "How'd you know?" But that's an important name to remember. The Great Asian Alliance. They are incredibly important, especially a couple arcs from now. So remember that name, the Great Asian Alliance. But Tatsuya ends up using decomposition on the magic itself. He uses decomposition on cast jamming to negate it. And then he uses decomposition on all of the men in there except for Tsukasa, in a way where it drills holes in parts of their body. And those aren't just like random spots he picked either. They say it in the light novels, but the way he chooses where to shoot is he aims for places on the body that will cause you the most pain, and therefore will cause you to lose consciousness the quickest. That way he can just take you out as quickly as possible. So he wasn't just randomly aiming with that. And he targeted multiple people at the same time, so he's not limited to one shot. Okay, so one shot per trigger pull. So that's important to note as well. And then at this point, Tsukasa's the only one left. This is when Kirihara comes in, and Tatsuya tells him, "Yeah, this is Hajime Tsukasa." And he's like, "Oh, you're the one who did all this to Mibu." Then he cuts off Tsukasa's arm. He cuts off Tsukasa's arm. Oh man. Katsuto Jumonji comes in, and even he says, "Yeah, this might have been a little too excessive, you guys." You see all of Tsukasa's men lying on the floor with blood pouring out their shoulders and legs, and then you see Tsukasa laying there with his arms separated. Oh my god. This is why I love this series. I don't know why people don't like it. I really don't get it. This series is great. But after this, we learn about how the Jumonji family is currently third amongst the 10 master clans in that. As seeing as though Katsuto is a member of the Jumonji clan, he can just cover this entire incident up and just take care of everything, so they don't get arrested and charged with the many crimes that they committed. Assault and like attempted murder and all this stuff, trespassing, everything. But Katsuto takes care of it. Then we learn about the names of all the different 10 people from the 10 master clans. There's the Ichijo family, the Futatsugi family, the Mitsuya family, the Yatsuba family, the Itsuwa, the Mutsuzuka, the Saigusa, obviously, the Yatsushiro, and the Kujo. The Kudo. Sorry, Kujo. I just got them to strike the blood. That's Kojo, but anyway, the point, it's Kudo, the Kudo, and that's an important name to remember as well. Kudo, the name Kudo will become relevant in the next arc, so remember it. And then lastly, it's obviously the Jumonji family. Like I said, I believe the Saigusa are second. They like battle back and forth with the Yatsuba for first. Also, during this chapter, I used it as my thumbnail actually. There's a panel where it shows different members of the 10 master clans, and obviously Katsuto's there, and then Mayumi's there. But there's this woman on the right. I think I know who she is, but I'm not really sure. I'm not really confident on that. Even if I was, I wouldn't spoil it. But the person on the top, that's the chances are that's Masaki Ichijo. I mean, and that's technically a spoiler, but not really. It's really not that big of a deal at all. If the person on the right is who I think it is, then that would be a big deal to spoil. But bugs. That would be a big deal to spoil, but it's not a big deal to spoil Masaki Ichijo. It's really not. I believe he goes to 4th high? Because there are 9 high schools. There are 9 magic high schools in Japan. Hence the 9 schools competition, which is the next arc after this enrollment arc. So I believe he goes to 4th high, but he'll be in the next arc as well. So I believe that person was him up there. But after that Tatsuya reveals that Katsuto Jumonji took care of everything, we go to Tatsuya and Miyuki. They're hanging out. He's pretty much spoiling her a lot because she's kind of she's beating herself up, locking herself in a room and all this stuff because she's disappointed in herself for using Niflheim against all those guys who work with Tsukasa. She really overdid it there, and she realizes it, so she's kind of beating herself up about it. That's why Tatsuya's trying to make her feel better by constantly spoiling her. Then they end up going to Sayaka Mibu's hospital room because she's being discharged, and they bring flowers and everything. Erika's there, Kirihara's there. Turns out that Kirihara visits her a lot. They're pretty much dating. I mean, they are dating. I mean, the way they were acting, it should be, it's pretty. I mean, I kind of, it's kind of unfair for me to say that it's obvious because of hindsight and everything, but they're dating. Then Sayaka's father walks up to Tatsuya and he talks to him and he thanks Tatsuya and says how much he really cares about what Tatsuya did because he didn't really pay that much attention to Sayaka, and even though he knew that something was up, he didn't really try and do anything about it. So he's really thankful to Tatsuya because he probably saved Mibu. But the one thing that Sayaka's father mentions is this guy by the name of Major Kazuma. That is yet again another important name revealed in this chapter that you should remember. Okay, I believe it's next arc. Yeah, in the 9th, another person who gets introduced in the 9 schools competition. So yeah, that's another name to remember. I mean, there's not much else in the chapter. There's one little thing at the end where Miyuki tells Tatsuya that it's not that with his ability, it's not necessary for him to attend school, but because of her, he's forced to. I won't spoil that. I won't but pretty much it means that it's not necessary for Tatsuya to go to school. He's above school. He's above school, pretty much. But I won't spoil exactly what she means by that. One of the best things about the series Mahouka Koukou no Rettousei is all of Tatsuya's secrets and all of Miyuki's secrets, and being able to find them out find out a bunch of different secrets every arc, and just being mind blown at how amazingly awesome these two are. But so I won't spoil what Miyuki means exactly by that, because you'll find out. You'll find out after the 9 schools competition, I believe. That's when we get introduced to their stepmother. So yeah, you'll find out then, which is a long ways away. It's probably another like 2 years, but you're just gonna have to wait unless you go and read the light novels like I did. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the chapter. Turns out that Sayaka really did like Tatsuya. She was in love with him, but she felt as though he was too far out of her reach. She felt as though she would never be able to catch up to him. But with Kirihara, she feels like she will eventually be able to catch up with him and stand by his side and support him equally as much as he supports her. So that was nice. That's pretty much it for the chapter. I'll give this chapter a grade. It was great. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. It might not seem like it at first. I mean, the beginning was great, and the second half might not seem as great, but through hindsight, I realized all of the things that were hinted at this chapter, all the name drops like the Kudos, Major Kazuma, Great Asian Alliance, and the fact that Tatsuya doesn't need to attend school. You know, that's a lot. That's a lot of information that's being revealed in this chapter, and a lot of stuff that's being hinted at. So I'll give this chapter a 9 out of 10. It was great. But that's it for now. My next Mahouka Koukou no Rettousei video is probably going to be about the anime. Assuming that more information is revealed before next month, it'll probably be a little news video about what season the anime is going to air in. But yeah, like I said in my Strike the Blood review, the Kuroko review may or may not be up tonight. I'm not really sure. I still have to study more for my psych exam. I haven't done that much studying today for it because of the fact that I've been working on my project / presentation that is also on the same day as my psych exam, which is Tuesday. So I might not get that out by tonight, but if I don't get it out tonight, I'll definitely get it out tomorrow. And I'll probably have Magi out tomorrow as well. Then I should be caught up. I should be caught up. I think Unbreakable Machine Dog comes out on Mondays, but like I said, I'm not reviewing that unless it's, you know, an episode I think deserves to be reviewed. But that's it for now. This chapter 22 of Mahouka Koukou no Rettousei is a 9 out of 10. It was great. I'll see you guys later. So one last thing. In Japan, people like to ship different pairings, and among those pairings, you sometimes have brother-sister pairings. Like, for instance, in Orimo, you have Kyosuke and Kirino. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I think these two deserve to be shipped. Just saying. Just saying. Alright, these two are perfect together. They really are. They deserve to be shipped. They really deserve it. They really do. So, if you aren't a fan already, you should become a fan of Tatsuya and Miyuki. But this time, it really is it. I'll see you guys later.